so what are you guys doing? You got 2 guys charging at you with knives and another guy up on this this board. You think he's pulling out this rifle from on his back.
I'm gonna shoot one of them. I'm gonna shoot him.
Okay. You're gonna shoot the guy up there?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a pretty standard shot, but there are 2 guys charging with knives, so I'm gonna say it's risky. You can have standard effect.
Okay.
You got pistols and stuff?
Yeah, sure. I'll do that.
So you need to mark off
Sure.
the pistol for one of your loads.
What would?
And then hunt is usually the thing you use to fire shots.
I don't have that.
So you
I
roll.
don't have that.
You roll 2 dice and take the lower then.
Okay.
Risky standard.
Nobody has hunts.
Because we're not
Because
prepared for these situations.
We're thieves.
Yeah, we decided this was not our thing.
5.
1.
Oh yeah, you take the lower. Yeah.
Oh no!
I should ask. Did you want to push yourself or anything like that?
I do.
Okay. Now you do. So pay 2 stress.
Okay.
And then roll another die. Or actually, roll a single dice. Because
Well, no,
So that's
because
2 of the lower.
it would have. Oh, this is after the fact. So you're basically resetting that
yeah,
one.
I'm
Okay.
resetting it.
Yeah, then you just roll 1 die.
Okay.
Nope. Okay. So yeah.
2s and 1s are the same though, right? There's
Yeah,
not
they're-
like critical fails.
Nope, they're the exact
1s
same.
and 3s are the same.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So
We're gonna die.
You know
It's
what shouldn't be the
risky,
same? Triple 3s.
yeah,
A triple 3s. A 9, damn it.
I'm gonna put you in a desperate position. So
Thanks, James.
you
I
rolled
mean-
it. You took the
I know.
action.
I'm just saying that.
So
We're always gonna be in desperate positions. Basically.
You step
Daring.
out to fire this shot at this guy, and you like step away from the group and go, and the shot goes wide, just goes flying by, and you see him see the shot go by, and then he aims his rifle down the barrel at you and aims at you.
My turn.
Okay.
Ghost attack. Maybe it'll be another like burly lumberjack guy.
So you're gonna compel a ghost in the Lost District to attack this guy.
Yes,
Okay.
because now when you compel one ghost in the Lost District, his 6 friends show up and like attack everybody.
I should have
so
done the 2
it's-
pistols and shot
It's
with both.
gonna be desperate, great effect.
I have ghost.
Do you want to push yourself or anything?
No.
Desperate standard effect because of your harm. So desperate
See,
standard.
this is
Yeah.
not my wheelhouse. I'm a spider, not a shooter.
2 5s.
Okay, so you get what you want, but there's a complication. With desperate, it's a bad complication, and I think you have so much harm already. But a serious complication makes sense here. So, what happens here?
Oh, you're asking me?
Yes.
Oh, I thought complications had to come from the GM. Okay.
I will. They do, but I'm asking you what happens, and I will insert the complication.
All right. So I like the idea of like when you compel ghosts here, you just get a lot more than you wanted.
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen.
So I think it would be reasonable that even though I'm able to summon and compel the one ghost to do what I want, the other ghosts that are summoned, I just do whatever they want. Whether or not that's good or bad for us depends on what the GM narrative is. But because basically, generally, when ghosts show up, they're just there and they do whatever ghosts do.
Try to possess people and take life essences.
Yeah.
So okay, but what happens to this guy? Because
I
what you
have
wanted with that
ghost
role was to
voice.
compel a ghost to attack him.
Oh yes,
Right,
I
so-
want this ghost to like just possess him and rip him apart.
I need to get better at where I put
Because
my
I'm guessing
stats.
ghosts they take over people's bodies and then do something.
It takes a long time. They possess them, and then as they're possessing them, they drain the life essence from them.
Is that what
Not
ghosts
on-
primarily want to do, or do
Yes.
they primarily want to just tear living
Maybe.
creatures apart?
No, they primarily want to possess and drain.
Okay.
You
Or
can compel
to their
them to just attack and rip them to
Would that be
pieces.
enough to stop the guy from shooting? Like it's
Yeah,
like
you,
such.
you got what
Yeah.
you want.
Okay, yeah.
It's-
Okay, yeah.
it's
Then that's
standard
what I
effect.
want him to do.
So this ghost like appears out of the side of the house, and the guy like glances as he's aiming down at Caelin. He goes,
So
"Well,"
just drag him in.
and he goes, "Oh," and they like the thing's icy fingers reach out and like scrape across him, and he like throws the gun. He like throws it up in the air, and it goes flying down and clatters on the ground to the side of you guys. And he stumbles back a bit as this ghost like reaches out towards him. I need to roll.
Oh, by the way, these things are only once per scene, right? So once I've done this, I can't do it again.
No, you can compel as many times as you want.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I need
well.
skills.
You could never stop.
I know.
Really,
It's like a drug.
None of my special abilities are useful in combat situations.
You are more kind of the
Yeah.
social type.
Although I can expend
but-
special armor to protect a teammate.
Yes, you can. And remember, you can always take abilities from other playbooks if you want to.
That's true.
Here we go. I'm going to roll for him really quick. He does not. So he goes plummeting off the building.
Yes,
his
that's what I
ability.
was thinking too.
What?
It's like, ah.
So the ghost like reaches out and he stumbles
Wilhelm
back and goes,
scream.
"Ah!" and he goes falling off, and there's this sickening crunch as he hits the stone below, and just and then as that happens, something interesting happens. Usually it takes about 3 days for a ghost to separate from the body, but in this case, his ghost emerges immediately. So he falls with this terrifying scream and just slams into the ground.
Ooh, we could test your theory. Does his ghost leave the body before he hits the ground because he died of fear first?
No, he doesn't. So there's this effect where he slams into the ground and his ghost is like knocked out
I
of
feel
him.
like there's
Ooh.
a downside to killing people out here.
So he goes, the ghost like goes flying back and goes, "Ah!" And then as it does that, you guys see it like lets out this unearthly scream, this wail, and then from the balconies of the houses on either side of the group of you and the 2 remaining race, 4 more ghosts crawl their way out of the woodwork
We need to
at the
leave.
response to the
Let's
at
just
the response to the wail.
Let's go.
And the 2 race seeing this like look back and forth, and they're like, and they like steel themselves. They're driven by a more stalwart purpose.
Are they within earshot of me?
Yeah, they're like right next to you.
The
So
ghosts.
that's actually where I'm turning to next, because these 2 guys are charging you both with knives. And-
Wait. So they... No, okay, explain this. So the 2 that are charging, do they stop because now they
Seeing all the
hear...
ghosts.
yeah, sure. Yeah, we can say that if
Okay.
you want to like take an action while they're distracted by that.
We found ourselves in quite a predicament, gentlemen. Feels like we should be joining forces instead of fighting one another.
They like turn to face you. Sway.
Yeah.
Sway.
That could also
Like,
be command, but
Yeah, it
you
could be
have more-
command.
You have more in sway.
I have more points this way. I also have a tune, which
so
I don't
I'm
know.
gonna say it's a desperate position.
I want to help.
Does he get...
Okay, you can help. Pay
I
a
wanna use
stress to
command.
assist, or okay. So you when you help, you pay a stress to assist. You don't need to roll anything.
Okay.
Or you could make it. You could make a teammate action if
Okay.
you wanted to, and then you would both roll the same action.
Okay, so it'd have to be sway as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
And
I
if
will.
you don't have points in sway.
I'll pay a stress to assist then.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get an extra dice. I'm gonna say it's desperate with limited effect.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting because, like, what if I don't say that? Then, like, they're still gonna try and fight me while also trying to.
No, I think the risk here, if you don't convince them with this, is that they're going to get more frustrated and just charge you.
Hey, if they kill us, our ghosts are gonna kill them.
Yes, perhaps. That's a good assist.
Okay,
Good
Caelin
assist.
can yell that out,
Yeah.
that threat out. If you kill us, we'll rise up more powerful than before.
Okay,
More powerful than you can
I'm
possibly
rolling now.
imagine.
Yes.
We will wear your bodies like suits.
a 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you get it.
Skin
Wow.
suits.
Okay.
Don't forget to mark off experience for desperate for yourself.
Okay, where's
That's under the resolve track because that's what you rolled.
I could just be a jerk and give you reduced effect and say you have 0 effect on them, but I'm not going to do that.
Up here.
That bar?
Yeah.
Oh,
Wait, wait.
So
don't
you
I
just
get
filled up
something
the
for-
last one. Does he
Oh.
immediately get the dot?
Don't I get one for like doing a desperate
Okay.
situation?
No, you
with-
ended up in a desperate situation because of a failure. That's different
Which
than
Arthur
doing
got
a
you rid of.
desperate.
What?
Got it.
So
I filled this up. Do I get a dot now, or do I get it later?
Oh, you get it now.
Do I?
hurrah!
It doesn't add to your roll you just made.
No,
Do-
it
do-
doesn't.
Do I want sway or do I want a tune?
Are you going to take your first dot
You
in
can
the
even
tune?
sway more.
No, I've got 2 dots in a tune.
Oh.
I'd do sway.
I already have 3 dots in the tune. You should do sway because that's
Okay.
you are the face.
Yeah, I now have 3 dots in sway.
I think
This
that's
is hard.
So you can
skirmish.
erase the bar and
So
stuff.
you get what you want, which means they're going to help you get out of this fight, but I need to think of a
Oh, you have
complication.
2
that I could
threes
use.
already. Something.
Well, the complication is probably that
They saw your face. Because they haven't seen our face.
No.
Because you're not wearing your mask, are you?
Are you wearing your mask?
We are all
He's
wearing
not.
our masks.
He said he was not.
I wasn't.
The
I
3
don't
of us
think
are.
that's enough of a consequence. I think...
Wait, but he succeeded, right? So they've agreed that
He
we
did.
will
With
work
a
together?
complication.
Are we
Yes,
like
with a
are we gonna
complication,
be like
so
haunted by the
they-
guy we killed?
They will agree to assist you.
But as soon as we're done, they're probably going to go back to trying to get us.
No, you know what the complication is?
What?
They want half the 8 coin.
No,
They
that
don't
doesn't
know
make
about
sense
it.
for what
They
they
don't
want.
know.
Oh, it's
about
not what they.
that.
Okay, yeah, it's
So-
hard for us to make things up, and we
They
don't
just
know what
want
the
to kill
Yeah,
us.
that's why
They just
it's
wanna-
like-
they just want to kill us for some reason.
They want the whole statue for themselves, probably.
Yeah, so
Oh,
they
they know about the statue?
Well, they were going to rob the place.
were going to rob Lord Horus's mansion first.
Yeah.
Remember, Arkady
You
was
know,
there.
that's
So
how
they
we got the
know who
information.
we are.
Well, the race also were in.
Yeah,
They were in
kind of.
conversations with like the person who came through the ghost field.
I'm just trying to understand like how they knew we were gonna be there.
We
That's what
don't
I'm
know.
trying to get.
That's
Yeah.
part of the
Alright,
okay,
thing.
okay,
You don't know.
okay,
There was a
okay,
leak
okay,
somewhere.
But that the motivation is that they're trying to get the statue.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So they look at you and they look at the ghosts and they go, maybe you're right. And then there's like this hand motion the guy does. He like raises his hand up and does this hand motion, and you see two more wraiths pop up from adjoining buildings.
Okay, that makes
And
sense.
they draw rifles and aim them at the group, and they say, "We fought our way out of this." And then you hand over the statue. You guys are standing there. I'm imagining it's like Marco, Ptolemy, and then Caelin and Arthur,
Yes.
like that. And
Sure.
there's two wraiths. They were charging you. You convince them, so they still hold to you. And there's two more wraiths that have poked their heads out of the buildings and are aiming rifles at you guys. And the two wraiths who are holding knives on you, like kind of half turn, not so their backs are to you, but so they can still see you and see the ghosts. And they wait for the ghosts to attack, and then the four ghosts come wailing down, streaming towards the fresh bodies they can smell.
4 of the 6.
Yes, Caelin and Arthur, you guys see the Wraith's ghost who died, and the other ghost you compelled earlier come flying down towards you.
Sure.
What does everybody want to do?
I don't even know.
I feel
Jeez.
strongly that because my primary power of summoning ghosts to help me is a bad play in this environment, I will, because I most dislike the wraith or the ghost of the wraith that died, because he's going to say, this is the guy who ghosted me, this is a bad form, I'm going to throw my electroplasm vial at him as a grenade of anti-ghostiness.
Okay, sounds good. What action do you think you're...
Well, I'm throwing something which seems like a skirmish type of thing. Wait, what happens if I lose a die when I already don't have dice?
You
Do I
roll
roll
2 dice.
3 dice and take the lowest?
No, you just roll 2 dice and take the lower. You
Oh,
can't
so
roll
there's
your
no
Yeah.
negative.
No.
Alright, yeah, I'm gonna throw a vial at him.
own. Okay.
Because that's what I can
I'm
do,
gonna
and I don't
wreck
know any
him
better.
with this
Do you-
ectoplasm.
Do you want to push yourself for more dice or anything
Nope.
like that?
If I push myself anymore, I will trauma again. I only want to
Okay.
get 1 trauma every other session.
All right.
What a fatal system. I guess not. It gives you a lot of leeway.
Yes. It's going to be risky with great effect.
Ooh, not desperate. That's awesome.
Yeah, actually,
All
it'll be standard effect though because of your harm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright. Risky standard effect. Lowest die. 3. Darn it. Oh, wasted 6.
Oh, you gotta.
So
Oh, man.
I don't want to give you more harm, but it's the only thing that really makes sense here.
Yeah.
So you throw the vial, and it goes sailing past.
Is it always harm when you fail to throw something at, like, do I pull an arm?
It's
or
not
something?
always. It's a complication.
Okay.
But so rolls and blades in the dark take care of the enemy's action and your action.
Oh, okay.
So this basically means the ghost has an opportunity to sail forward and.
Oh,
harm you.
gotcha. Okay, because I'm
Remember-
going. It actually makes no sense
I
to
don't like
take harm
this
if you miss
ghost
your enemy.
world.
Remember, you
Right.
can always resist consequences I put in front of you. Any consequence, right?
But that's also a stress thing, right?
yes. It
Which
also
means I
costs
should have paid
stress.
stress. Yep.
Okay. So harm makes the most sense. It was risky.
I never meant to
Standard.
get caught up with ghosts.
I'll put you in a desperate position. That seems a little better in this case. So
Okay.
so yeah, the ectoplasmic vial like sails past. So mark that off as a load. Make sure you know, and then
Does that mean it's used up, or
Yes.
it just means that so
It-
you get 1 use?
yeah, it means for
Okay.
this it is used.
Can you can you double down on it? Like I
Anyone
get
wanna
3
be
things. Can I say all 3 of them
demolition
are
tools?
ectoplasm
Yes,
vials? Okay.
you could do that.
I mean, I have an
I
idea.
could say as the
What's
complication
your idea?
that you're just out of ectoplasmic vials.
I'm gonna wait.
Oh, okay.
I'm bringing it up.
So the vial flies by and smashes into the ground, and just the ectoplasm just shatters and goes everywhere and breaks harmlessly. And the ghost takes this opportunity to sail forward and flow into you. It goes, and it
Ooh.
begins to possess you.
Oh, this is like
So-
my whole life has been this.
Your whole being suddenly feels suffused and taken over by another, and it's like there's 2 sides of you warring with each other, and it's a question of which one's going to win out.
Wow.
So
Be me.
Arthur's possessed. The 4 other ghosts come streaming down towards you guys, wailing.
Okay, I'm
Your
using.
head just like.
Okay, I'm using ghost voice. I'm using ghost voice.
Okay, hold on. What?
Can regular weapons
Are you
affect
gonna
ghosts at
command
all?
him?
With reduced
The
effect.
ghost in him?
No.
Alright.
You got bigger priorities.
Well, no.
But he's gonna try ghost voice.
But here's my thought process. the ghost of the wraith still has awareness that you're responsible for his being a ghost.
Yeah, it's possessing
Those
Arthur.
other
right now.
ghosts have no idea who we are.
Yep.
So
You
I'm going to
convince
use ghost voice to establish that
Race code?
the wraiths are responsible for them being who they are.
Them being dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's a thought.
Okay.
It's a thought
when
process.
when you speak in ghost voice, is it in a language other people can understand?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean,
You just scream.
I'm just curious what we're establishing. Like when you speak in the ghost voice to ghosts,
because if
ghosts can talk to people in this
if
world.
ghost voice is a special ability that like nobody else has,
Yeah.
then
The language being something would make
it would make
sense.
sense
Okay.
to me.
That's fine.
You should speak in ghost screams. You just
Anyway,
scream that.
okay, cool. I just want to establish that in the fiction. Okay, so you're going to talk to these
Like
ghosts.
whales.
It's a desperate position for sure. You're going to have standard effect. So you're.
I'm gonna put. I'm gonna take some stress to like push myself.
Stress it up, baby.
Okay, so pay 2 stress and increase your effect, or
Are you using a tune?
get an extra dice.
Are you using a tune or sway?
Yeah, which one are you doing here?
I would do sway, man.
I have 3 in sway now,
Do it. Do sway.
Sway it
Sway
is.
the ghosts.
so I'm gonna
A regular
Flirt with those ghosts.
2 to get an extra dice.
Okay.
Which
And
means I
scored
would.
XP for desperate.
Oh, this would be desperate if I.
Yeah.
If
Oh,
I
it's
get...
it's definitely desperate.
You're
Oh,
No,
really?
you're already doing it. So.
Oh, okay. And it's just 1.
Yep.
You got 4 ghosts coming at you, and you're trying to turn them away by just screaming.
And
at
now I
them.
have 4 dice.
So you get 5.
Nice.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
I'm ready to describe this because
Hit
I-
me with it.
Your consequence is you get a new ghost.
So back when we were in the heist, and I scared off that dog by having my mask on and like growling at it. Like I had never done that before,
Uh-huh.
and it was almost just like a click, like an instinct of me doing that. And now that I'm in this situation again, I'm thinking like maybe that is the way to talk to ghosts.
Right.
Because this is the very first time that I've used ghost voice.
Mm-hmm.
So I then say, and I'm
You just kind of intuit it
and so
from
everybody,
that single experience.
so everybody around me,
That's awesome.
everybody around me is like, why is he growling and barking like that?
Everybody
Oh,
except
nice.
for the wraiths.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Except for the wraith.
Yes, that's the complication.
Fuck off.
So you yell at these ghosts. The wraiths were the ones who put you in this position, right? And the ghosts like are wheeling towards
The
you,
rays are gonna shoot
and
us.
they turn and they like the ghosts. They turn
Yes.
and they like stare at the wraiths and they go and head straight for them. Like you feel the full ire of their ghostly wail coming upon them, and the wraiths look at you. And you notice one of the guys holding the knives like looks at you, and he understands what you say. Like his body language is just like.
Well, of
"You
course they do. They have
mother-"
animal masks. They're on
Yeah.
my level.
His body language is just like, you motherfucker. He's just like that. And then he does this hand sign, and you feel this hot flash of lead just go through your arm. Just pow.
They're shooting us.
So, take level 3 harm because it's desperate. Gunshot wounds.
Am I able to use a armor for my part of my load?
You can use armor for part of your load to reduce this harm level. You can also resist a consequence to reduce the harm level.
I resist the bullet.
I
Yeah,
mean,
you can be like. Yeah.
Neo it.
wait. So what I would have to roll something
So
to resist.
if you spend your armor,
Yeah,
you
resistance.
basically pay 2 load to reduce this effect, and your armor is gone. It's marked off.
it makes much more sense for me to use my armor.
That's fine. I'm
Yeah.
saying you can do both if you
Oh, I
want
can
to.
wait both.
Yeah, you can do both. So you're taking level 3 harm right now because it was a desperate action.
Yes.
And you got the complication. Taking the armor will reduce it down to 2, and if you resist it, it will reduce it down to 1.
And if I fail to resist it,
You won't fail to resist it. You always succeed in resisting things, but it costs 6 stress minus the highest die you roll.
well, I can't afford to have trauma.
I mean, you could.
No.
I
You only
have
get a
problems.
Or you
Trauma
can
if
just
you
spend
roll
your,
the,
or you can just spend your armor and take level 2
1,
harm.
2, or 3.
Or if you really want to go for it, do you have 5 load? Have you spent any of your load already?
I've not spent I've not spent any load.
So you can blow your whole load, all 5, on having armor and heavy armor, and
Yes,
then it
blow
reduces
your
it to
whole load.
You know what?
This is
Blow-
your only
blow
chance
your
to
load.
blow your whole
If you
load.
do that, it reduces it to level 1 harm, and that will, but it will get rid of all your load
Go
for the
slower.
score.
Tabletop
You
Talk,
you
where you
you
blow
carry
your load.
nothing else with
your
you,
whole load.
Your
but this
whole
massive
load.
like metal sheet of like strapped on to defend against bullet wounds.
You know what? I never really expected to be in combat, and so it doesn't make sense for me to have any weapons on me. So
You
I
could also,
definitely
like, not do
am
that.
using
Yeah.
all of my. I'm all armor. I'm
Yeah.
armored out.
Cool.
You're a tank man.
No weapons. Nice. I like it. All right.
So what do I put?
So
in
you
this,
take level 1 harm. Level 1 harm. Take grazed. Grazed shot. Or grazed by gunshot. So that reduces your effect for all things going forward. And yeah, they take a shot, and the wraiths, it's chaos now, right? Because the complication of that is that the wraiths now know you're going to just direct the ghost towards them, and they're just like, well, screw this, we're just going to kill you as fast as we can and take this thing. So Marco, the other guy like leaps for you, and Caelin, the ghost from up on the roof, comes streaming down towards you and Arthur being possessed.
He's being possessed.
What are we doing, guys? What's
I
happening?
pull out my blades and say, "Great! I didn't want to fight a ghost. I can't stand a ghost." Wait, I flip my knives around and go in.
You're gonna fight the wraith? Oh my gosh!
Fuck, I got.
That's awesome.
I'll say I have a Spirit Bane charm, and if I put it on Arthur, will it do anything?
You could roll an action to make it
I
do
will
something.
do that. Yeah.
So having the Spirit Bane charm will increase your effect against the ghosts.
I just love the idea that like I've done.
What I'm gonna do is
I've
I'm
done
gonna
something
put
that
it.
nobody's seen me do, and
Yeah.
so they're
We're
just
just
like,
what?
"What did you do?" I'm like,
Apparently, he's now the alpha dog.
So I wanna
I
wanna
just
put
like
it-
stop and look at him.
Yeah, it's like
I'm gonna say
Okay.
there's a side of Ptolemy we've never seen.
So yeah,
Yeah.
take action. So let
Okay.
me know what's going on.
I'm going to say I'm gonna put the Spirit Bane charm onto him, and then I'm gonna command him and slap his face and see like snap out.
Okay, that's pretty cool. So your intent is not to go at him with this. Okay,
I'm gonna
it's
and I'm putting the charm on you.
okay.
Do I look like Melissa McCarthy to you?
Is it desperate or risky? It's desperate. It's definitely
you
desperate.
look like a.
Is it because I have two
It's because
ghosts?
there's a ghost coming at
You
you.
look
Yeah.
like
Awesome.
Linda Evangelista.
Yeah.
You're so beautiful. You're a model.
So desperate, standard effect, but the Spirit Bane charm pushes it to great. So desperate,
Okay.
great.
So
Slap
Desperate.
that ghost at you.
yeah.
Snap out of it.
Can I take stress to?
I love that
increase its
she's
effect?
doing this too because
you
Arthur will definitely hold this against her.
So you can pay 2 stress to bump it up to. Actually, no, you can't pay any more stress because you're at the maximum level of effect. The only way you could get higher effect is by critting, and that would push you to extreme.
Okay.
You can pay 2 stress to get an extra dice if you want.
Okay.
You can push yourself for an extra dice. Remember, you also use stress to resist consequences, which, if you're rolling desperate, can be level 3 harm.
Fine.
I'm just saying.
Okay. All right. Nope.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Kill me.
I mean, you're not gonna die. It's not that easy. Okay. So,
Dying is easy. Living is hard.
it is. So,
Well, I'm gonna use Ghost Voice to help him out. It's just that
You
it-
have
it-
bigger priorities.
it's
You have
not-
people shooting at you.
It's not my turn.
it jumps. So you throw this Spirit Bane charm over Arthur, and you're just like, "Get out of him!"
Oh,
You
it's the classic
slap.
Exorcist, young priest, old priest
And-
thing. It's like, ah!
And then the ghost, you see Arthur's head reel back, and he screams, and the ghost goes,
Oh,
and transfers into you.
Okay.
And the Spirit Bane charm just like blackens and then goes to dust.
Oh,
Just
shit.
like rusts away. Just.
Hey, I saved you though.
Um,
That could be important because you're like you can talk to the ghost. So I guess it's better
Now-
that I'm possessed than you.
Technically, that's what I would have done on a 4 or a 5. So no, actually, Arthur, you are still in a stupor of possession because you rolled 2 2s.
I thought she was getting that much here.
Yeah.
So the only way I could have not gotten possessed is if I critted.
No.
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 We're talking about success versus
Oh,
failure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if you succeeded,
Yeah.
it would have been. But I'm still out.
Got it.
Yeah.
So, but that doesn't affect you.